Alright, hey there party people. So I decided we're gonna start with some basics, right? I've done some kind of more complicated investing strategies and things of that nature. Let's go to the beginning, right? Let's say you've never bought a house, you've never sold a house, you've been renting your whole life. Let's talk about how we get this process started and all the way to the finish. So I'm gonna start with a couple blogs about lending and how that works, and the reason is that's where you should start, right? Unless you have a couple $100,000 in the bank and you can just buy with cash, you're probably going to have to get a loan. The thing about loans is the people that have the money, they make the rules, so we have to follow all their rules. But that's going to be sort of the second blog. What we want to talk about with this one is why we want to start with lending and how we want to go about it. So obviously the United States is an absolutely giant country. Every state has its own real estate laws, its own regulations. Lending is currently nationally regulated, but it's still complicated. Right? Colorado has its own laws and we've got to follow those. And so I would like to say I don't really like big national lenders. Big banks generally don't do as good a job. Big lending institutions, the internet companies, I've heard lots of success stories, but I've heard plenty of not success stories. One thing that I really don't like about going with say an internet company is there's no one to go rain down terror on if something's going wrong. Like, what if they fail? What if they drop the ball completely? If I've got a local somebody in the office and I can go